Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to this Guinness World Record 2014 gaming series, and today I'm going to be covering fighting games. With total sales of more than 35.7 million units as of July 2013, the Tekken game series has actually kicked and punched and thrown away all opposition. The series began with an arcade release in 1994 before a hugely successful PlayStation port back in 1995. The Iron Fist, as Tekken translates into English, follows the King of the Iron Fist tournament. Now, this 3D fighter gives players control of each limb, and the 3D environments in this game set it apart from most others in the genre as it allows players to sidestep. Tekken also holds the record for the largest screen in a video game tournament. Now, Namco Bandai, the developers, hosted a qualifying tournament for the Tekken European Championships in September 2012, and it was shown on the largest permanent IMAX cinema screen in Sydney, and more than 400 fans watched the battle on the screen, measuring 35 by 29 meters or 117 by 97 foot. Now onto one of my favorites, and that is Street Fighter, and it has set the standard for all fighting games and has gone on to become the most prolific fighting game series with 126 releases across all platforms. It began its run of success back in 1987 in the arcades, and 27 years later we're actually going to see Ultra Street Fighter 4, which is planned for 2014. Street Fighter was also the first fighting game ever to use combos. Now, we all know a combo is a series of deadly moves triggered by a combination of buttons and controller movements, and if well executed it can be relied upon to drop all but the most skillful or lucky opponent. And the fighting system has been adopted by many games since its first appearance back in 1992 in Street Fighter 2. Now moving on to Soulcalibur, which is also another massive title within the genre, and it was actually the first 3D fighting game with 8-way movement, and players could run freely in almost any direction. Soul Edge or Soul Blade back in 1996 was one of the first fighting games to use weapons, and the first fighting game with multiple choice weapons in Edge Master story mode. It also holds the title for most weapons in any fighting game, as Soulcalibur 3 back in 2005 featured 284 weapons when it sliced its way to the PS2. The franchise, well known for its armory, is also the best-selling weapon-based fighting game series with sales of 12.14 million copies across all platforms as of August 2013. Now, as well as some other amazing titles such as Mortal Kombat and Mario's Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I'd like to know, leave it in the comment section below, what's your favourite fighting game of all time, and until next time, later!